Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Nacho Tabletop. I'm Zach,
And I'm Pepper.
and today we are giving our first impressions of King of Tokyo Duel, which is a game in the King of Tokyo universe. And like every game these days, it's getting a two-player version. I feel like this one is one that we haven't. We played the base game a couple times. I don't know if we've ever played it at two, though, so I can't speak to how it plays at
I
two.
don't know if
It's
even.
one of those weird ones that maybe you can't play at two. I don't know,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's one of those weird ones where very rare in our collection that we've probably played a game multiple times and never played it two player, unless maybe it doesn't have a two-player version.
Yeah.
Um, but I think this one does do better, or the base game or main game does better with more players, even if it is can be two, just because you get a little more going on.
Yeah.
I guess
Apparently, there is some sort of two-player version, at least. It is listed on BGG as having one, but it is 78% not recommended at two, according to the voters.
yeah, I could see that just based on how the game plays. So this one is maybe one that makes sense to have
Yeah.
a dual version because it is a very popular, based on a very popular game. And yeah, the mechanics in this one, if you've played the original, are very similar to what you're doing in the original. So they kept with that, but then they kind of added like I feel like some of these two player games do. They add this extra board or new board
Yeah.
system where a lot of the times it does maybe not look as obvious as this as a tug of war game, but it feels like a lot of those board systems kind of have a tug of war
Yeah.
feel. And this one is no different, which you can maybe tell by these tracks we've got here. We've got two different tracks, and yeah, I I was excited about this one just because I don't know. I probably King of Tokyo is one that I probably don't give enough respect to. I don't know what it is about it. I really like the Yahtzee style of game, but this is just one. It just I don't play it very often. I don't know that I get the urge to play the main game. So I thought, maybe this will get me a little bit more interested in playing a King of Tokyo style game a little bit more. I guess what were
Yeah.
your initial thoughts or hopes with the game?
I was decently excited. This is one of my more kind of dual type of games that I was actually excited for, just because I do love kind of the style, the theme of it. I love Godzilla
Good.
movies, King Kong movies, especially Godzilla versus Kong, and King of Tokyo promises that, but it's more geared towards multiplayer, three, four, as many players as you can get, the better. And it just always felt like, it feels like a shame because I really want that game. And this looked like it could give me that. If it does bring that feeling, I love that Yahtzee dice mechanism, like you said. Yahtzee is one of my favorite games, and I love dueling giant monsters. So if it could really make that shine at two players, I was down for it.
Yeah, and yeah, you can see we actually played this on a Board Game Arena, so we have not played the physical copy of this game. We'll probably do a try before you buy video, which is more of kind of a playthrough, kind of talk about the how the implementation
Okay.
feels. If it feels like one, I'd rather play on the tabletop. So you can go check out that video if you're interested in seeing this one played. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, we played it one time on here, and it gave a very similar feel to what I remember of King Toki. It's been a little bit since I've played that game. We played the King versus Cyber Kitty, and yeah, it felt similar to that. And then it also, I don't know, I'm trying to think if there's another game it felt similar to. This system makes me think of Fox in the Forest Duet, but it's not. Anytime I see, well, not this system, I shouldn't say. Anytime I see a board that like
Oh,
specifically
yes.
has line, and now it's a two-player thing, it always makes me think of that because I feel like that was the first one we got where it was really kind of a token going back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
So that's kind of what I think of. That one you're working together. This one you are not working together. Uh, but yeah, you are rolling the dice like normal, and you've got kind of the energy cards you can buy. Those are the same. you've got powers you can activate if you get the exclamation points, so they can allow you to do special things. And then you've got these two other symbols, a star and a building, and you're trying to get sets of those, so at least three,
Yeah.
if not more, because then you will be moving that token, that specific token, whichever one you did, towards you, and you're trying to get it kind of like uh, I guess the other one that could make you think of this is Seven Wonders Duel with the military track going back and forth. It's kind of like two of those tracks happening at once. And this is kind of one of the big ways to win the game, I'm thinking. I've only played it once, so we'll see. There is another way to win, but I think these tracks are going to be one of the bigger ways, I think.
Yeah.
And you can see Pepper won here by getting two of them into these kind of yellow areas on his side. So if you get both of them into kind of those three spots there, then you trigger the instant win the game. Otherwise, you need to get one of them all the way to the end of the track. So you would have needed to get the red one a couple more spaces, the blue one like three more spaces. And then he could have won by just getting one of those, even if the other one was way over on the other side of uh, their track. Then you can see there are tokens that you can be placing on here, which can make the track longer, shorter, can put bonuses on there. And that's kind of usually those are added through buying those cards. So those cards kind of give you a good ability, and then they also let you place those on there. I don't know if that was something I loved putting those tokens on there. Maybe mostly due to my ability being placing these tokens.
Oh, yeah.
It made my ability feel a little like lesser in a way because there were so many tokens out on the board. Uh, so that was just a personal experience, but I do like having kind of bonuses on tracks and stuff. It's always a fun little thing, and you can kind of put them. You can put them behind your opponents. You can put them so and put them in or kind of between your
Between
opponent's side of
them,
the
yeah.
track and
Yeah.
so that hopefully when you move it back your way, you're getting the bonuses.
Yeah.
So I think that's an interesting thing. At first, I thought there were like going to be negative ones. I mean, there is,
Yeah.
I guess, adding spaces to the track,
Yeah.
but I think that would have maybe made them a little bit more interesting if there were like negative things for
Yeah.
going over the track. And I guess my tokens were maybe a little bit like that. They just kind of stop you in that
Yeah.
space. So if Heber would have been trying to move that blue one that next space and he had gotten 5 stars instead of moving it the normal one space plus an additional two, he'd only move that one space.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of a different one, but uh, they're all positive regardless of who's going over them which way. So
There's not really like I don't know what you could do because you might not have energy to spend to do it.
yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
loss of health is probably the main thing that you could do with it. I liked placing those tiles there, and I thought it felt helpful. Like, yeah, you placed some of these good ones over here, but you never ended up actually getting the tokens over there.
Right.
So probably didn't feel that great to you, but I got to shorten my path up here with the blue, which in the end, probably didn't matter because I didn't actually need to get to the end. I just needed to get one space in there, but that felt nice. I kind of slowed you down if you ever did get the token over there at an additional space, and I was just able to get a nice smack in here or there with this single token, and I just like that it's not like a static, unchanging bonuses
That's
printed on
true.
there or no bonuses at all. And I think that is something that
That's
you
fair.
could expand with more tokens in the future if they try to think of possibly more abilities, more things that you could do. I really like that aspect of it. I liked all the dice stuff. It just felt like it brought everything that I thought fondly about King of Tokyo with those dice activating. I felt like it might have been easier to get cards in this one. Again, I've only played King of Tokyo like a couple times in person. I think a couple times on here as well. But it felt just a little easier to get cards. But that probably is because of my ability to give me a ton of energy, which really helped out. It really paired well with some of my other effects here. Like this one gives me a pull on one of those tokens. If I get three exclamation marks, you would have no reason to get three exclamation marks, but I would with my bonus. So just some really nice pairings there, which is another
Mhm.
great thing about this game is comboing these cards together to just make big moves. I won the game. As you can see, banner at the top, Pepper wins, won the game in just a perfect, massive last turn, which
It was a good turn.
I don't know the odds on it, but it felt great. Um, but yeah, it gives me everything I wanted, and it kind of removes, and it just, I felt like it was just a little weird. It's just not quite what I wanted with the original King of Tokyo. Everyone kind of teaming up on you, so you're like in Tokyo, and you're just kind of like, you're nervous, or you're trying, you just feel like you can't get it done a lot of the time. And I want to be able to get it done. And fighting wise, I don't know if you can in this game. We'll see on more plays. I hope there are good cards and good combos to really deal a lot of damage. I would
Hmm.
think they have a lot of history with this series of games, so they should have it figured out. Because I do want to be able to win that way as well. But yeah, this got rid of everything I was meh on, added more cool stuff with the tracks. Feels a lot like Seven Wonders Duel. I think I'm going to give this one a 9 out of 10 for my first
Oh wow.
impression. Took a game that I was meh on and teased me with some excitement, like, okay, maybe this could be it, and I think it is.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I think I prefer this one over the original as well. But I'm probably coming in with like a 7, and maybe it was just the experience. I'm definitely wanting to try this one with a different character.
Yeah.
I just maybe it was just the bad rolls,
Yeah.
but it your character felt a little bit more enjoyable than mine did. So we'll see. But yeah, I think that other piece that like me wanting to try to maybe switch, and maybe you have to determine this right from the beginning if you're going to try to go for the KO in this.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, me trying to, I like I said, I don't know how easy it is going to be able to knock out an opponent versus winning on these tracks. That was the other victory condition that I had alluded to earlier, and I don't know. We will see. Like you
Uh,
said, depends what kind of other cards were in the deck as well, I think.
yes.
Um,
Yeah, for sure.
but yeah, I think it's still a solid game, and I look forward to playing it some more. Like I said, one of those playthroughs we'll be posting as a try before you buy, which is, yeah, pretty much a playthrough and a talk of whether or not we think this implementation is a good way to play the game, or if you're better off playing it on your tabletop.
Yes.
Uh, but yeah, otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. So you can subscribe, like the video if you thought it was worth your time. But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. And as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.